Hi, my friends. We're about to dive into episode 9, I believe, of My Hero Academia. Before we actually do a couple of admin things, by now you might have realized, oh, there's actually Midpoint ads now on my anime reactions, which are like the only reactions I can monetize. They are put there because some things going on in my personal life, not to me, but to someone I love in my family. And right now I'm trying to get, there's a lot of things we have to try to figure out for him. But right now, in light of the things we figure out, once we figure out, it's gonna start becoming a bit of a monetary drain. So right now, I'm just trying to figure out little ways to add a little bit more monetization, just kind of speed up the process. Again, I don't really make that much. It's like $100 every few months, maybe sooner than that. Maybe it's more like every 4 to 5 months, really. But I'm trying to speed up that process a little bit, especially because I don't have sponsors, and I probably never will. Apparently. Also, something I've been talking about, if you've paid attention to my channel for a little while, is that I was like, oh, I will get a Patreon when I get to 10,000 subscribers, because then I feel like I've earned the right to have a Patreon. Well, it might be happening sooner than I think, actually. And that part of me was like, well, 7,500. Just lower it a little bit. Well, still might happen sooner than I think. Especially because I don't have a very consistent job that pays super well. It's at a restaurant. I'm not expected to pay $15 an hour. That's stupid. It's a restaurant. I don't want. It's the difference between conflating my job with my worth as a person. They're not always the same thing. So I'm not expecting to get paid more than what I am. And it pays the bills for sure, but at the same time, there are other bills that are going to be coming along soon enough. And so I'm trying to prepare for those things, pretty much. And so the idea was like, okay, I think it might be good to actually start investing and looking into actually starting a Patreon. So I need some things from you guys. First of all, I need some comments about, some suggestions about how to do it. I would want to start pulling back from work around November. That way I can dedicate more of my time to not only getting things recorded, but also getting stuff around the house done that I need to get done, as well as getting things edited. Editing usually takes the most time, especially for live action stuff. Also, it'll give me a chance to kind of figure out how to do my live action reactions. Those would be more behind the paywall, how to post those, how to get those uploaded. Especially because YouTube is so grr that a lot of times even private videos, they even block those, which is crazy. So I'm just trying to figure out, live action, anime, how I do anime and post those won't change, but how I would do live action would. So I would definitely appreciate some suggestions about channels to look into, about how they do what they do. I'm going to look into Tiabu. I think he has a Patreon. Look into what he does, especially because of anime. Definitely want to look into Corridor Digital, to Blind Wave and see what they do. I will never be able to do the amount of stuff they do because there's multiple of them. But I definitely would want to look into see what their business model is in terms of the reacting channels, because I want to make it make sense. I want it to make sense. I don't want to waste your guys' money if I ever get the chance to. I want to use it to not only improve the technology, but also let you know that it's being invested back into... My phone's like, go to bed. It's being invested back into the channel, as well as used for sensible things, bills and so on and so forth at home, not for crazy asinine junk. Anyway, let me know your suggestions on that. I also wanted to wait a little bit for November for a couple of reasons. One is that I work at a restaurant. It's crazy busy right now in terms of catering, especially on the weekends. October is crazy month, especially when it comes to weddings. April and October are the worst months for weddings, because just everybody wants to get married in April, or everyone gets married in October, because for weather reasons and other stuff too. But yeah, usually April to October is kind of crazy catering month, and then it quiets down usually more or less with January and February. February is usually super slow. So I thought, okay, post-crazy, not many people get married in December, not many people get married in November, but it'll give me a chance to tell my work, hey, I need to pull back on another day. I don't work Sundays, and I'm not working Thursdays as of right now. But yeah, there's just so much to do, so it'll give me a chance to give my work a heads up. Hey, I need to kind of pull back on some hours here, but I want to be able to know also if I do this, that I will have support from you all. I don't want to. That's why I'm also not just diving in full blown, because again, I really like where I work and I want to be respectful to them. At the same time, I also just, yeah, other stuff. Anyway, we'll go there. We'll get there. So, anything else to say? Really? No, I don't want to bother on too long. That was a bit admin. This arc is slow. It's dragged out. You can tell there's a lot of flashbacks. Last episode, the conclusion was really good, actually. But it was a lot of flashbacks. The recap sections are a bit too long. So this is not my favorite arc, actually. I wasn't too big of a fan of the last arc either. But it was really sweet because we got Miriam, we got Eri, we got a villain, a very interesting villain, and a very kind of easy villain to deal with. And it kind of was a breath allows us to breathe after the really intense first half. But from what I've gathered, the second half of the season is going to be off the walls. Just from stills. I have not been spoiled on anything. So it makes sense of okay, here's kind of a reestablishment of these other heroes, where they are, the students, so on and so forth, before we dive into Crazy Town. So yeah, I've got my boys in the back. I've got kind of more for first season ones. You got very skinny early costume Deku. You got Bakugo. You've got Kirishima. I would like to get some girls, especially Momo. I love Momo. I definitely want I want a Momo. As well as Yurako would be fun as well. Kendo would be even more fun. I really want Kendo and Momo. But I think I'm really going to enjoy this Snake Girl. Was it mentioned that she was the other... I think she was the other recommendation. So I'm really excited to see what she can do. Especially because Bakugo's in it. And he proposed a crazy plan. So he's so smart and he's grown so much as a person. But it's also... he's still so him. And so it's kind of funny. It's also really crazy and insane to think about that these entire 5 seasons have taken place over the course of what? So the new school year starts in April, is it? So it's only been we're into the winter. So yeah, these 5 seasons have covered 6 months, I would guess, of their first year of high school. There's still 2.5 more years to go. Y'all, that's a lot of material to cover. Oh my gosh. Don't tell me what's going on in the manga, but can you tell me where in the year? Are they in their second year by the time the manga is now? Have they still not even gotten to their second year and then their third year? I would just really appreciate it. Just because I want to know where the heck this thing is going. To some degree. Don't tell me what happened, but tell me, hey, they're in their second year. Or, no, they're still in their first year. What's going on in the manga? Which I don't know. My brother says apparently the manga's gone a really crazy direction. He didn't tell me anything. He didn't spoil it for me, but he did tell me that. Okay, definitely bothering me on too long. If you're watching YouTube, no sound, partial image keeps copyright monsters at bay, but there is a countdown timer so you can follow along, starting now. It is cool to really enjoy and appreciate Class B and see how far they've grown. Again, still about Deku. It's a little loud, actually, oddly enough. Again, it's still about Deku. But, anyway, it is nice to kind of step back and enjoy what Class B's been up to. This is a really nice reminder that, you know, we are focusing so much on Deku and him supposedly becoming the greatest hero of all, but we're also being reminded so heavily how many heroes are around him, not only in Class A, but Class B. The licensing exam, we were also like, oh, here's some other great heroes in these other schools. So there's a plethora of really amazing heroes that are coming through the schools right now in a way that would probably just devastate anyone trying to cause crimes. They're absolutely amazing. I'm so impressed by them. And so it's nice because, again, I think I said in season 1, when All Might would show up, I'd be like, or almost there. Sometimes when Deku would show up, it gets to the point where when Deku shows up, sometimes I'm like, oh, Deku's here. But now it's getting to the point that all of them are becoming so confident. When any of them show up, I'm like, they're there. Yeah, they kind of are. Oh, he's fascinating. He kind of reminds me of Gamera. Your stamina has to be really, really good if you're going to be a hero. Two more. Excuse you. What? Stop that. He really loves his class. He is. Oh no. Oh my gosh, look at Tokiyami's face. How has he not retained damage from her hitting him? Since matter cannot be erased or destroyed, when Kinyo's hand blows up, her volume's increasing, but I'm assuming the way she can move her hands, her mass isn't. That must mean her hands must be incredibly dense. But do they also somehow increase in density? I don't know. I'm kind of maybe applying real world physics to this world, but still. Mm-hmm. That's really, I would argue, a sign of his trust in them. We'll see. This is really cool. She is super cool. I wonder if the echoing of the pipe screws with her. They're all over the place. What is making those sounds? Oh! Oh my god. Lizard tail splitter? What? I was expecting that. Oh, she's dangerous. Yeah, I told you, real world physics. Oh, but his tape. The tape might be useful. Dang. Mmm. Semi dying. Oh, wow. But again, it's funny because sometimes these quirks don't match how they look. And her body can fly. Wow, they're fierce. Bucko's like, no. Dude moves fast. He's like, Save people to win. Win to save people. And faster. Character growth, y'all. Character growth. Again, he looks like Gamera, but it's fascinating how sometimes their looks don't really match their quirk. With some exceptions. No injuries. Yeah, like everyone's gotten injured in each fight. He did. Don't worry. No, he's still the same. But his... yeah. That's his best bro right there. He would know better than anyone. She's so cool. Oh. We'll see. She's gonna be tricky because she splits herself as long as she keeps herself separate. Well, I didn't think about the fact that it's hurting her to do that. She probably has to regroup every so often. Stressors to make him make a mistake. There's my girl. He's doing these very distinct tacks, but look at him. Not only is he able to move that really fast, construction done quick. Oh, caught him. Welder. Ooh. He has to be fast and touch them. He's kind of stuck. But I was gonna say... Oh, he can still shoot off without actually having his little gauntlets there, but he can actually hold more of it there. He's gonna have to be direct from the hand a lot. Nice. Oh my gosh, she said it in English. Well, maybe she had to. They're pushing them back and cornering them. Ugh. You know what's funny? It kind of like, it's like, I feel like that's like a mark on when President Mike went to her and said cheap sound. But also what I like about him is that he's trying not to touch the pipes. He's using his sounds. He's using his blast not only to move fast, but to also not touch anything. Because if he's not touching anything, he's not interfering with Jiro's sounds. He's changed. He's still Bakugo. Personality hasn't changed. But his, yeah, for sure. That was the plan anyway. But they underestimated his change in personality, not necessarily his techniques. Ooh! He's learning... He's learned to trust them. He has. This is cool. And they have to return to her. No, she can't. Oh, he's keeping her from regenerating. And if he follows them, he can find her. Oh! Damn! Changed too much. Ooh, his body. They captured all of them. I actually was suspecting that they were gonna win this fight. Halfway point. It was so good. It was so fun. So if this is a very standalone-ish episode, then odds are it's only going to be one reaction tonight for this. And that's this My Hero Monday, and then we'll do 2 next week. Cause I want to keep episodes that kind of bleed into each other back to back. So we'll see how it goes. But it is cool. So when I'm watching, first of all, no, he's still the same guy. He is. And again, Kirishima would know better than anyone what his best bro is up to and how he's changed. So he's learned to trust him. And again, and he says that I've got you and I'm going to trust you that you've got me. He doesn't do everything by himself. He's still the same guy, but he does trust them more. And the fact that he also has felt okay to give them the little bombs, again, spoke to how much he trusts them. And they came and they got us back. They helped him get out, and he was able, without his gauntlets, which he uses to hold nitroglycerin, not necessarily use it as firepower. So he can do bigger blasts, but he still was able to and fly. Because he's not touching any of the pipes, it doesn't affect Jiro and her sound because she's listening to the physical sounds on the ground and the pipes. So that's what she's picking up on. She can't pick up if things are in the air. So if he's not touching the pipes, he's not interfering with Jiro. Also, what's really cool, and we see with I'm forgetting his name, our tape guy. I guess I gotta get better his name sound. Is that with him, we also are reminded of how much they've all grown. So he kind of really realized, he was like, huh. So he was kind of figuring things out as the fight's going. This all happened boom, 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 boom. It was a strong team. And I'd had a suspicion this team was going to win. I was like, I don't know about the final fight with Shinso and Deku, but I was fairly certain that with this particular fight, even though I didn't know much about Class B's people, with Class A, I had a very good feeling that with Bakugo, they were definitely going to win, for sure. So that would put Class A in the lead. The final fight, it's very up in the air. We'll see how it goes with that one. It'd be kind of silly for them to win, lose, tie, win, lose. It might end up being like that, but I'm going to hold off that it's not for now. I just want to be surprised. But I had a good feeling that they were going to win this. And Bakugo did a really good job because, again, he's still him. He's still gruff and kind of mean. But in his gruffness and meanness, they kind of realized, oh, he takes care of us. And he did. He moved fast enough that he hit Jiro out of the way without her actually really, really getting hurt. She didn't hit the ground. She just kind of stumbled a little bit and be able to protect her. So he said, we're going to beat this. We're going to get them all. And then we're going to have no injuries. And this was a very contained fight. They did a really good job. And he minimized damage. The damage that was caused to the surroundings was mainly caused by Class B. So a lot of the surroundings really weren't damaged at all by Class A. So even then, Bakugo minimized the damage around him, which is part of also the reason of him being able to learn to fly like that. It speaks a little bit also of endeavor, but also it keeps him from damaging the material around him because it is so hot. Minimize any damage. Again, most of the damage we saw was really caused by Class B. Nobody on his team got hurt. Took down the villains like that. And took care of his team, and he trusted his team to take care of him. And that is huge. Whatever field that you're in, whether it's the restaurant business or if it's something like this, like a first responder or a police officer, it really does change things when you can trust your team. Now, if you have a team that's filled with a bunch of newbies, it can be very stressful because you're just like, oh gosh. But if you have personalities that are like, okay, what do you need? What do you want? What do you need? What do you need? If you have those personalities and you begin to learn what their talents are, you can pull back. You don't have to stress about everything. And that's something I had to learn. I was like, wait a minute, I'm behaving this way because not only do I not trust my teammates, but I also don't trust the training they've received from the other trainers. And that's on me. And it took me a while to realize, I wasn't trusting them. So it's really nice to be able to just take it is nice to be able to trust your team and vice versa. And again, Bakugo's, his goal is the same, his personality is the same, but his ability to trust his teammates and to be there for them have grown. So his character growth. So he as a person has grown, but he's still the same gruffness guy. So I love it. They were all mad because their plans relied on Bakugo's original personality when they first saw at the sports. They haven't seen how he's grown. But Kirishima and Kaminari would know better than anyone. I'm so proud of him. Turns into a good boy. Oh, they supported her. They felt so good. I'm a human though. Guys, I want to cry. It's ridiculous. This is a good episode. He's gotten better. Yeah. Hmm. Oh no. Oh, poor little. She's tiny. What am I? Aren't we cute? What should we do? Mm-hmm. Mm. Spooky. She means scary. She's gonna be fascinating to look into. Oh yeah, he is a fun quirk too. Is he simply interpreting his friend's funny ways of speaking? Mm-hmm. Hmm. It's really cool seeing them be teachers. I really enjoy it. Who would want to brainwash you? Float, melt, and stick. Oh, they're so sad. Pop-off vineyard operation? That was fancy. Oh wow, he even mentioned that to his classmates. This quirk acting out. This could be really careful, like a scary kind of drain on his body. Oh, it's kind of sad the other two parts of the team feel useless with Bakugo. It's true the last team was actually very well-rounded. This is cool. As someone who's done not fights, but someone who's done performances and other stuff in a succession, it's kind of nice when you've finished what you're supposed to do. Yeah. So I'm not gonna have another. You probably will figure it out. There won't be another episode reaction this Monday. I think this one's created as a standalone, which means the next week it'll be back to back. Because I am trying to play catch up as fast as possible. I think the 5th season's almost to an end, and I kind of just want to get there as quickly as possible because the 5th season is currently airing, and also it just lets me move on to other anime. I do kind of want some thoughts about what to do for the next anime. Odds are with how I'm going with Mob Psycho. Once I finish, I'm probably gonna finish My Hero Academia with the pace I'm at before Mob Psycho, possibly. So if that's true, then Mob Psycho will just finish out, and then I'll go into a new anime. I've been thinking about adding on Haikyuu. I don't really place. Oh no. Oh, well, it's gonna screw with the sound of the episode. I don't really play sports, but it seems like such a really fun anime. I think I would really enjoy it. But I am looking for. I might end up switching gears. I don't know. There's also with me doing what's the word I'm looking for? With me doing. Oh, I'll talk in the review. Yeah, so the next 2 episodes will be back to back in terms of reaction Ida. Yeah, they have a really well-rounded team. I'm really worried about him. His quirk is being all over the place. I'm trying to figure, like, what. Oh, gosh darn it. I forgot for a second what I needed to do. So, it's kind of, I don't know. I find this really intriguing. His quirk is all over the place. I don't know why. Why One For All is acting this way. It's just kind of odd. So, and I'm guessing though what we're experiencing this arc with his quirk acting up probably has something to do with kind of the weirdness that he's going to be experiencing in the manga right now. That's my assumption. I don't know what's happening with him, what's going on with the previous holders of why they're trying to reach out to him in a way that the previous ones haven't. Because even Toshinori or All Might kind of explained that this is all new for him. He never experienced that. And I am wondering that the holders of One For All that we see very clearly were really in tune with the more, I guess I would argue, spiritual aspects of this quirk, and the ones that are kind of blurry and not the ones who were really closed off to it for one reason or another. I'm really proud of Bakugo. He did such a great job. They were well on a team. They finished it really quickly. Aizawa said it all. He has grown. And that's something I have become, that I really appreciate. And other series have done it as well, just not ones I've watched. Are those fun redemptions of the villains in a lot of ways, or villainous behaviors. Bakugo said some really terrible things to Deku back in the day, especially in the first episode, and his behavior has been really awful. but we've gotten to see him slowly but quietly grow and change. And we're also seeing that with Endeavor. Kind of these two big fiery firepower quirk guys. Oh! I don't even know how long I was talking with that. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to keep it in as is. I'm sorry, guys. But we have seen these two fiery guys start to change and grow. And a lot of it, I think, really started with in light of when Bakugo realized where Deku got his quirk from and what was going on with All Might. I think that really changed him. And then losing All Might, even though Toshinori still exists, it really has changed. It definitely changed Endeavor because everything that he kind of hated but also wanted to be was gone. And he realized kind of everything that he has done was for naught. And he caused so much pain, so he's trying to change. And that's going to take a while because it is decades of abuse and horrible treatment of his entire family. And Toya, who people have guessed is Dabi, I don't know if it's been confirmed or not. Don't tell me if it's been confirmed or not, but people have been just saying Dabi, is a lost cause, I would argue. But his other children are not. Mainly because they live with him. And they have loyalty and they love their mom. And I'm going to assume by their hair color that his other two kids have ice or more ice cold abilities. Dabi definitely has, obviously, if it's Dabi, is Toya has the fire abilities. And if the other kids, the other the other Todoroki kids don't have quirks, fire quirks, let me know. I don't remember if they ever mentioned what their quirks actually are, the other two, but we'll see. But, I think it's really cute. Anyway, it's cool to see villains are people who are supposed to be heroes who are actually behaving and being rather villainous in their private life sort of begin to make up for that and kind of actually take personal responsibility for their actions. And it's nice to see some of the things that we see in the adults get kind of nipped in the bud with the kids, especially with Bakugo. We saw that with Assassination Classroom with Terasaka. The previous episode, we met a really awful human being, and we saw the following episode that, that could be what Terasaka could have become if it wasn't for his class and for, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. The teacher. I can't believe I just blanked on it. Anyway, it is really cool to kind of see those comparisons and parallels, even whether or not in the same episode, back-to-back episodes, whatever it may be. And it is nice those little moments there where the teachers are kind of like just meeting together and talking about their students and their growth. And sometimes Miss Midnight's like a little eye-rolling inducing, and Vlad's obviously a goober secretly, but we do get to see that they really care about these kids and they try to train them, and they are doing an excellent job, I would argue. It's really cool. Anyway, this episode was fantastic. I actually really enjoyed it. It was fun and made me laugh. It was a good time. Like, no flashbacks, like, whatsoever. If we did, I don't really remember it. I didn't pay attention. And a very short, like, previously recap section. So I really greatly appreciate that. But yeah, I'm glad I decided to watch anime. This was definitely preferable. As much as it would have been fun to watch Stargirl, and I need to watch it and get caught up on that, it's kind of nice to be able to just watch and enjoy anime. It really is. I really do enjoy it. Doesn't mean that things in your personal life go away. And there's still constant worries and concerns and, things that you can control but also are not in your control. You always have to deal with those. But when it comes to, what's great about good writing is, I don't know, it's just really, pulls you away for a moment and lets you realize, I don't know, it's enjoyable. I like it. I really enjoy it. Anyway, blathered on way too long, very tired. It's 10:12 at night. I gotta get to bed. Thank you so much for watching. Again, next week I suspect the episodes are going to be a bit more back-to-backy, especially with Shinso versus Deku and all of that, and Deku's quirk acting up for whatever reason. At least he's very honest. His classmates do that, which is great. So with him in particular, it's probably the next 2 episodes, and then that will be 10 and 11. Then we'll get one more episode, and then we'll be leaning into the second half of the season, which is pretty cool. Anything else to add? And probably the more intense part of the season. Anything else to add? Nope. Again, solid episode. Really enjoyed it. Again, please leave your comments and opinions about recommendations about Patreon and how to approach it, because I want to be able to do a business model that me by myself can accomplish. And again, I'm probably going to check out Tubu, see how he does his Patreon. Same thing with Blind Wave. Look at them and see how they do theirs. And kind of go from there, so that way, but let me know if it's something that you'd be willing to support. I don't want to start it and have like 5 people do it. I have so many subscribers, but it doesn't mean I'm going to have a ton of people on Patreon. It's kind of probably a percentage thing. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.